Hi everyone, welcome to today's episode of English Podcast with Julie. If you're new here, I'm Julie, and my mission is to make learning English simple and enjoyable for beginners. Today, we're talking about 5 simple and effective ways to learn English vocabulary. These tips will help you grow your vocabulary step by step without feeling overwhelmed. And here's something exciting. I've prepared a free PDF for you with all the tips, vocabulary, and scripts from today's episode. You can find the download link in the description box. Use it to follow along or review the tips anytime. All right, let's dive in and start building your English vocabulary. First on our list, flashcards. Flashcards are a fantastic way to learn and review vocabulary. You might think of them as something old-fashioned, but with today's technology, flashcards are smarter than ever. Apps like Quizlet allow you to create your own digital flashcards. Here's how it works. You put a new word on one side and its meaning, or an example sentence on the other. When you study, the app shows you the cards, and you try to remember what's on the other side. It's like quizzing yourself, which is proven to help you remember better. But here's the best part. These apps use a system called spaced repetition. This means the app shows you the words you struggle with more often and the ones you know less frequently. It's like having a personal tutor who knows exactly what you need to review. If you prefer paper flashcards, that's great too. You can make them more interesting by adding colors, doodles, or even stickers. And if you want to make it fun, turn it into a game. Try guessing the word faster each time, or competing with a friend. One more tip. Always review your flashcards in short bursts, like 5-10 minutes. Use them while waiting for the bus, during lunch, or before bed. It's quick, easy, and effective. Next up, creating your own sentences. This method is powerful because it helps you connect new words to your life. For example, let's say you learn the word beautiful. Instead of just memorizing it, try using it in a sentence. You could say, "The sunset is beautiful." Or if you love flowers, you might say, "These roses are beautiful." By doing this, you're not only learning the word, but also practicing how to use it in real situations. Here's a fun activity. Write a mini diary in English. Every day, pick 3 new words and write sentences about your day using those words. Let's say you learn the words happy, rain, and delicious. Your diary might look like this. I was happy because it rained today. I ate a delicious cake. Don't worry about making mistakes. The goal is to practice. And if you're unsure about grammar or spelling, tools like Grammarly or Google Translate can help. The more you use the words, the more natural they'll feel. Have you ever noticed how some words just seem to go together? That's because our brain loves patterns. That's why learning words by theme is such a smart method. Let's say you're learning about the kitchen. Instead of learning random words like dog and cloud, focus on kitchen-related words like spoon, fork, plate, knife, and cup. By doing this, you're building a mental word family. You can create these themes based on your interests. Love traveling? Learn words like passport, ticket, airport, and luggage. Are you a foodie? Start with words like bake, stir, grill, and taste. And here's something cool. When you group words by theme, you can start to see how they connect in sentences. For example, if you learn the words cloudy, rain, and umbrella, you might say, "It's cloudy, so I need my umbrella because it might rain." You're not just learning words, you're learning how to use them together. Now, let's talk about spaced repetition. Don't let the fancy name scare you. It's actually very simple. Spaced repetition is about reviewing words over time. Here's why it works. When you learn a new word, your brain tends to forget it quickly unless you review it. Spaced repetition reminds you of the word just before you're about to forget it, which helps you remember it for the long term. Quizlet is one of the best apps for this. It automatically tracks which words you find difficult and schedules them for review more often. Over time, as you get better, it spaces out the reviews. If you're not using an app, you can still do this with paper flashcards. Divide them into 3 piles. One for daily review, one for weekly review, and one for monthly review. Move cards between piles based on how well you remember them. Spaced repetition takes a little planning, but it's incredibly effective. Think of it like exercising your memory muscles. It gets stronger every time. Let's move on to the fifth and final method: watching interactive YouTube videos with subtitles. This is one of my favorite ways to learn because it's fun, engaging, and doesn't feel like studying. Here's how you can do it. Pick videos on topics you love: cooking, travel, or even funny pet videos. Turn on the subtitles to follow along. Whenever you hear a word you don't know, pause the video, write it down, and look up its meaning. The key here is repetition. Watch the same video multiple times. The first time, focus on understanding the overall meaning. The second time, pay attention to pronunciation. And by the third time, you'll notice yourself recognizing and remembering new words naturally. Now, let's make this tip even more relevant for you. On English Podcast with Julie, we also have YouTube videos to help you practice. For example, in one of my recent videos, we talked about 5 ways to boost your mood. You can watch the video, follow along with subtitles, and learn how to use words in real-life conversations. Okay. Now let's quickly recap the 5 simple ways to learn English vocabulary we discussed today. 1. Use flashcards for quick and effective practice. 2. Create your own sentences to make new words meaningful. 3. Group words by theme to make learning logical and easier. 4. Try spaced repetition to master words over time. 5. Watch YouTube videos with subtitles. Which of these methods are you going to try first? I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to download the free PDF in the description box for today's tips and scripts. Use it as a study guide or share it with a friend who's also learning English. Thanks for joining me on this episode of English Podcast with Julie. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and stay tuned for more episodes to make your English learning journey easier and more fun. Until next time, keep practicing and happy learning.